If there's one thing I've learned in life so far, it is that the most important thing in almost any situation is, of course, consistency. Now, that can be applied to many things and many areas in life, but of course, one of the key areas where consistency is really going to help or destroy us over time is when it comes to our finances. You see, being consistent with saving and investing is truly where all the money is going to be made. You don't have to be clever. You don't have to be working a high-end job. You don't have to be doing all of these complicated, difficult, strenuous things. All you have to do is make sure that the majority of the money that comes in, as much as you possibly can, goes to savings and, more importantly, investments. Once you hit this certain boundary of how much you have, you will see your money start to rapidly increase and skyrocket your returns. That's where it gets really interesting, really fun, and is when you can truly start to see an impact that your money is having. And while it starts to grow, do not then think you've immediately done enough, because of course, really you haven't yet. See, this is while it's still compounding, you need to be putting more and more in. The sooner you put enough in, the sooner you'll be able to take advantage of those compounding effects, and the more you will eventually have. Now, we don't all need to have multi-millions, so perhaps that's not your goal. But what should be your goal to start with is to absolutely maximize the amount you can put in. The reason we should do this is because firstly, you'll be seeing the effects of compounding over time, and you'll start to realize just how effective it is. But also, if we're putting more and more money in, then we're going to have better results overall. And even if we decide later that we don't need to be compounding all this money, or we want to enjoy our spending, that's fine. We can do that, but we've given ourselves the option to do that by taking some time, maybe struggling, cutting back, not spending out as much, and now we get to enjoy it. Remember, at the end of the day, if you don't spend a certain amount of money and you put it in wise investment index funds or a good savings account with a high interest yield, you haven't actually lost the money. The money's still yours. So, to be honest, there's no downside to really saving or investing, because you'll always be able to take it out again. So, yes, there's some risk to investing, of course, but if you're smart with it, there's really very little at all, especially if you diversify to the point where all you're essentially gambling on is that the world economy is going to grow, which, looking back at the entirety of history, has pretty much always been the case and will continue to always be the case. So really, it's not a gamble at that point. As long as you're using wise index funds, then there's no harm to it at all. So for that reason, we really should take compounding seriously and start to see just how we can build up our savings and investments. And again, best way to do that, simply spend less, cut back on things, and set an amount each month that you have to save or invest. Or alternatively, you can use what's remaining at the end of the month and put that towards it, but limit your spending throughout the month to get to that stage. That way, you'll know exactly where your money's ending up. So, stay consistent, keep at it, and one day you too will have an unbelievable amount of money. And remember, your children deserve better. So, even if you don't want to save for yourself, save up for them. They deserve it.